Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Taking a quick look here again at ICP, seeing what's going on. Pretty much the same narrative as yesterday, so please understand until this coin proves that it doesn't want to continue any lower, we got to expect it to do so. Okay, again, what is it? The trends will continue until they don't. That's the whole point. I know it seems kind of redundant and obvious, but we're not in a situation yet where we have any reason to want to take a long position. Thank you to those who commented yesterday as well on the video, saying that you appreciate my realism and letting you know not to take a trade. I'll always do that. That's basically the way that it's supposed to work. I'm not going to tell you to take a trade when it looks ridiculous just because I feel emotional about a trade. Again, the reason why you'll probably never get that is because I never am emotional about trading. Okay. Again, it's okay to be excited. Don't get me wrong, but if you ever get like emotional and feel like you're emotionally invested in a coin or just what it's doing, you're doing it wrong. I don't care how awesome the project is. That is not what you do because it will cloud your judgment. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and focus on some positive stuff here. Really quick to note, thanks again for my community as well. Near Protocol trade we took 2 days ago. In about less than 2 days, we took 113% from that trade. So again, make sure you watch my Near Protocol videos if you're curious about why we took that trade. I explained exactly why. But again, that was only a 6x leverage trade. Nice, safe, and easy profits there to the upside. I don't recommend shorting any coin right now, honestly, at this point. In hindsight, we could have shorted this one and done very well, but I'd much rather wait for a long position than take a short because shorts are inherently more risky. So please note that, please understand. It's not really fantastic to try to short coins. You'll catch a few, don't get me wrong. I like shorting too, don't misinterpret that either. It's not to say it's not to be done, but it is not the market for a short right now. Okay, having said that, ICP, where are we at? What are we doing here? So the daily time frame is shifting gears here. As I mentioned before, we broke down below 70 in the RSI, which actually is a good thing. It's not necessarily a disadvantageous thing. Stochastic RSI is swinging down hard, of course. We know that. That hasn't changed too much, honestly, and money flow is coming down. So money's coming out of the coin. You can see this here. Money flow is down. Big surprise price coming with it. MACD is also diverging, but hasn't officially diverged yet. So we're still okay. If we take a look at the moving averages, coincidentally, we're above all moving averages. It's like, wow, how the heck is the price action still considered to be bullish and it pulling back so hard? It's because it came up too fast. That's really the bottom line. Okay, so again, coins like this, I'm not saying this is a pump and dump, but it was a massive pump, okay? And when things like this move this fast, it has to correct itself at some point. And in this case here, it's just kind of a slow bleed. Pretty standard, in fact. It's much better than the price action just dropping super hard. It implies that there's still some buying pressure, but not enough, okay? Again, the ones selling are not people like you and me. They're the ones with billions of dollars, and they're having a good old time right now. Okay, so again, keep in mind, they're just slowly working their way down, filling those liquidity levels. In fact, if we take a look at fair value, we are starting to get into this fair value gap here. Down below the price action, roughly about $8 is the lowest price point there. So my speculation is we will see somewhere in the range of $7, $8 probably in the near future. That would make sense. But also note, there is some a moderate amount of liquidity in the upper range here, but we're much further away from that than we are here, so it makes much more sense for this level to be swept first, okay? Again, liquidity is really just something that the whales tend to gravitate towards because they can. They can set a bunch of small limit orders to get to those levels because they have so much invested in the coin that they can do that. So they have, billions of dollars probably invested in ICP, and they just keep selling, keep selling, keep selling. Even though everyone's buying, it's still offsetting that with heavy selling pressure. Okay, let's talk about the stochastic RSI that really is giving us some false positives. When you get really squeezed and compressed on the price action, it doesn't really tell us too much. What it is telling here is, of course, RSI being below 50, that's a bearish sign. Money flow index maintaining itself closer to 30, that's also a bearish sign. Now, what we're looking for in a perfect world, the price continues to bleed out to about $8, and the money flow index and RSI are really, really low. At that point, we consider taking entry. I love buying an RSI at 30 on the 4-hour time frame when money flow index is dramatically lower than that. Again, hindsight is 20/20, of course, but if you look in examples of other coins, this one doesn't actually have that. It's a really, really statistically high probability of it hitting those targets or moving to the upside, just because all the selling pressure is completely exhausted and there's nothing left to do except buy. Because again, the money is flowing out of the coin right now, and until it doesn't, we need to assume it's going to continue. That being said, 4-hour time frame still below this moving average here, running concurrent with this descending trend. I still think that we're going to see the price action at this lower point here. That would be a good consideration for entry. I think roughly close to $8. I'm going to go ahead and set an alert here just to be on the safe side, so I can kind of see where we're at this point. Okay. So that's generally the concept, is to reevaluate when the price gets closer to a range you're looking for. 0.5 on Fibonacci is a really common retracement zone, so it just makes sense to me. Take a look at the hourly. Let's quickly note here, again, this is just kind of reaffirming the obvious. I've discussed this multiple days in a row as to why you shouldn't take a trade, and this is exactly the reason. We're well below the cloud, running concurrent with this lower lead here with this descending trend line, okay? So again, until we break above that level, no reason to take a trade. Again, this is a confirmational indicator. It's confirming that a short position is still open, okay? So if you do not want to take a short, which I obviously, I would say, I don't know, I typically don't recommend shorts, especially because a lot of newer traders are watching, and it's just kind of irresponsible to recommend a short at this point. But the truth is, I think the price will continue lower. So if you do short with tight margins and ensure that you're taking profit as soon as possible. Having said that, though, there's no reason to take a long position whatsoever, because all these indicators are telling us the price is going down and hasn't shown any signs of slowing. Okay, so hypothetically, you take a short position here. I would just recommend some tighter targets and ensure that you are taking profit when you can. Monitor it closely. So we really don't know how much lower it could go, even though it does look like it wants to go lower. Okay, we lost key level support. We're on our way down to $8. I think $8 would be a realistic bouncing point. All right, folks, thanks again for watching. Hope I wasn't a broken record here today. And if you do also want to better exchange in your corner, we are partnered with Bitunix, phenomenal exchange. You get some good rewards there. Those rewards are only available until the year end, if I'm not mistaken, so make sure you take advantage of that. And let me know your thoughts. Our community absolutely loves them. So super happy it's working well for everyone. Greatly appreciate the feedback I've been receiving too. My ICP community, you guys are awesome. Greatly appreciate you. Hope you have a great rest of the day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.